Join me for my first full week in Melbourne. These are just some clips of the city where you can see some of the buildings and some of the nature at the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, which is another university right downtown Melbourne. This is the outside of the Victoria State Public Library. And one of the first things I had to do was obviously get some stuff for my apartment. So before I started my shopping, I went to this bakery called Bread Top, and this was like a freshly made croissant, which was made right in the morning as I got there, and it was super delicious. I was hoping to find some kind of supermarket like a Walmart where I'd be able to get groceries and all my household stuff in one spot, but that is not a thing in Australia. And when I asked about a supermarket, they looked at me like I had 3 eyes. So I found what's called Big W, which is essentially their version of Walmart minus the groceries, which is in the grocery store across the street called Woolworth. I then tried to upload my picture for my student card, but I was having trouble, so I had to make an appointment at the student services building. And when I got there, I sat down with the agent, and she went on to tell me that I apparently was not even enrolled, and I had no proof that I had picked my courses or anything like that. Later, for her to just find out she was looking in the wrong spot, but gave me a little mini anxiety attack while I was sitting there. But I do have my student card now. I have my statement of liability, so I am enrolled and I'm good to go, minus a little heart attack. And anyone who knows me knows I love my ketchup, first off. But what do I love more than just ketchup is Heinz ketchup. So I paid the premium price for the American brand in the Australian grocery store and got my Heinz ketchup. And then this is just a clip of where the student services building is, and then the Royal Melbourne Dental Hospital, which is where I will be working out of for the next 4 years. And I was asked by Mike to do some pizza reviews for him while I'm here so that he can make sure it's worth his while to come visit, and when he does, he gets the best pizza joints there are. So this first one here is called Rizzo's Pizza. The dough was super light and fluffy. The crust was nice and crispy. It was cooked pretty well. I didn't love the pepperonis though, because they had more like a kielbasa texture, which I don't love. This pizza was just like under a warming lamp as well. But I mean, I usually eat pizza like that, so that's not a big deal. And the only issue that I had with it was that it was $5 for this one slice. So would I pay it again? I don't think so. Maybe if you're getting a whole pizza, it would be worth it, but for just one slice, I don't think it is. I rated this at a 6.5 out of 10. I had to take this photo because I just thought it was hilarious that this day it was minus 35 in Timmins and it was plus 35 in Melbourne. So the dogs in Melbourne wear booties to protect their paws from the hot pavement. And my mom had sent me a photo of Gary that same morning wearing his booties to go for his walk. The next day, I decided that I was going to learn how to use the tram system by myself, which surprisingly was pretty easy, and took it all the way down to Port Phillip Beach. I'm thinking to myself, you're going to a beach, it can't be that bad. It was pretty bad. The sand was covered in seashells. It was not, you couldn't even walk in it barefoot. It wasn't enjoyable at all. There was dead jellyfish all over the place, and if there was any place I was going to see a tarantula, it was going to be in these little grassy, dry patches near the water, but I actually haven't seen any spiders since I've been here, so I think that's a win. The next day I went to Queen Victoria Market. It was only about a 5-minute walk from my place, which is really convenient because they had a lot of the grocery necessities that I needed. It's kind of basic like any farmer's market with lots of vendors selling meat products, dairy products, but then this one also had a large outdoor area for local vendors to sell like handmade products. I then stopped for a little gelato break and got myself this chocolate gelato. And then finally, we arranged a little get-together with some of the other Canadian dental students. So we went out to a little restaurant along the river, and then we walked along the pathway where they have quite a bit of nightlife in Melbourne. We then stopped to watch the street busker who was doing a juggling act. And then I spent one evening just walking around the campus. So again, the Royal Dental Hospital of Melbourne, and then a few of the other buildings on campus. And then we went to catch the sunset, but we were actually hoping to see the penguins. Online, we've read that they tend to come out when the sun's setting. So we made our way over to St. Kilda Beach to try and find that, and made ourselves very clearly look like a bunch of tourists and enjoyed the sunset. Unfortunately, we did not see any penguins, but luckily we will be here for 4 years. So I'm sure at some point over the next 4 years, we will make our way back over there and be more successful. Thanks for watching.